James Weston, Miss Barbara Pierce, Madison Smith and Brown, Mrs. James Dixon. Just names. But what's in a name? Well, that all depends. A name may be an organization. This building is the home of one. A name may be a member of that organization, any one of us. Or a name may be one of our many customers. Names are accurate and priceless identifications of individuals and organizations. Our telephone directories are filled with such names. The names of people who respect our reputation for prompt, accurate, courteous service. These names are a major concern to all of us. In fact, they are the reason for the existence of our company and the many different kinds of work we do. Each name is important. Take the name Sarley, John B. Before this particular name got into the directory, it caused a good deal of trouble. To go back a bit, Mr. Sarley came to our city to look for a job and took a small furnished apartment with the hope of having his wife join him later. His field is statistical research, and he was interested in getting a job with one of the industrial trade associations. In order to keep in personal touch with the contacts he was making, and so that they could reach him, he decided to have a telephone installed. So he called the telephone company and was connected to one of our service representatives.
Miss Ferguson, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to have a telephone installed in my apartment.
Yes, I can arrange that. May I have your name, please?
The name is Sarley, S-A-R-L-E-Y, John B. The address is 5623 North Capitol Street, apartment 101.
She recorded Mr. Sarley's order, but failed to verify his name. The mistake in that one letter made a big difference to Sarley and to us. Mr. Sarley got his telephone without delay. His first call was long distance, to his wife. Then a day or two later, he ran into an old friend, Bill. It was a lucky break for Sarley, because Bill had heard of a new job under discussion in his organization, a trade association. Bill made a note of Sarley's telephone number on his newspaper and promised to contact him later. Bill told his boss about Sarley's excellent qualifications. His boss told Bill he already had a man in mind, but would hold off if Sarley would come in and see him right away. But Bill had inadvertently thrown away his newspaper with Sarley's number and couldn't find John B. Sarley in the directory. So he called information and asked for Sarley's number. The information operator checked her listings.
I'm sorry. I find nothing listed, sir.
Bill insisted, but it wasn't there. And that was that. He had to tell his boss that he couldn't contact Sarley. You can guess what happened later. When Sarley didn't hear from Bill and finally decided to check with him, he found that the job had been filled. It just couldn't wait. Sarley was not very happy, to say the least. He called us immediately and was connected to another one of our service representatives. She looked up the original records, and there it was, Farley, not Sarley. Obviously, the name had not been verified properly. After making the correction, she verified it using key names.
S as in Sam, A-R-L, E as in Edward, Y as in Young, J-O-H-N, and the initial B as in boy.
She then prepared a correction, and it was sent to the service order force for action there. A further check for accuracy had to be made by the directory compilation people. But that was only the beginning. The snowball of corrections and additional work had just begun to roll. A correction had to be included in the work going to the printer. The printer then made the necessary changes so that the new listing would appear in the directory and on information. Another directory clerk had to verify the listing in final form. Another verification card was mailed out. The original one apparently had gone astray. The accounting department had to destroy its incorrect record and make a new one for billing purposes. And the plant department had to change its records. But our customer had lost his chance for what might have been just the job he would have liked. He also lost his confidence in us, and we were put to unnecessary expense just because of one bit of inattention. We were able to correct the listing just before the directory went to press, the only good break we had. But we won't need good breaks if we remember, verify all listings. Spell back every one, even the so-called unmistakable ones. There are many similar sounding letters. B, D, P, and V. C and Z. F and S. I and Y. M and N, and so on. The only way to be sure of them is to use key names, such as boy, David, Paul, victory, and so on. Always print the name using capital letters. Check. All of this may give you some idea as to what's in a name.